Welcome to today's video where we'll explore a powerful and mysterious concept, Leviathan. Whether you've heard the term in reference to biblical creatures, in philosophical texts, or even in modern discussions, Leviathan has a range of meanings that have evolved over time. But what does this term really mean, and why does it hold such weight across different contexts? Myself Raya that this is the 6th episode of The Urban Legends. In this video, we'll dive deep into the significance of Leviathan across various domains: mythology, religion, politics, and modern-day society. We'll look at its origins in ancient texts, how it became a central concept in political philosophy, and what it symbolizes in today's world. By the end of this video, you'll have a clearer understanding of why Leviathan continues to captivate our imaginations and influence our thinking. To understand the origins of Leviathan, we first need to turn to one of its earliest references, the Bible. The term Leviathan is mentioned in a few places in the Old Testament, most notably in the book of Job and the Psalms. In these texts, Leviathan is described as a powerful sea creature, often associated with chaos and untamed forces of nature. In the book of Job, specifically in Job 41, Leviathan is depicted as an enormous sea creature that cannot be captured or tamed. Job 41 verses 1-2 says, "Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down its tongue with a rope?" The imagery here presents Leviathan as a force of nature too great to be controlled by human hands. It is described as having terrifying power, with sharp teeth and strong scales that make it nearly invincible. The Bible also speaks of Leviathan in Psalms and Isaiah, where it is portrayed as a dragon or serpent-like figure. In these references, Leviathan often symbolizes chaos or evil, representing forces that challenge the order of the world created by God. The story of Leviathan in the Bible serves as a metaphor for the uncontrollable and destructive power of nature. Ancient cultures, including those of the Israelites, believed that large sea creatures embodied these chaotic forces. Leviathan, in this sense, was a symbol of the unknown, untamable parts of the world. Some interpretations suggest that Leviathan could also represent evil, and that its defeat is a way of affirming God's dominion over both natural and spiritual realms. For example, in some parts of the Bible, Leviathan's defeat symbolizes the triumph of divine order over primordial chaos. Leviathan also serves as a reminder of the limits of human control. Despite human efforts to dominate nature, the Bible presents a creature beyond human reach, a creature that can only be controlled by divine power. This theme of divine authority over creation continues to resonate in religious discussions about the relationship between humanity and the forces of nature. The concept of Leviathan is not unique to the Bible. Similar sea monsters or chaos creatures appear in the mythologies of several ancient cultures. These mythologies often view the sea as a powerful and unpredictable force, and sea creatures like Leviathan become representations of these chaotic, untamable aspects of the natural world. One of the closest parallels to Leviathan in ancient mythology is Tiamat, a primordial goddess in Babylonian mythology. Tiamat was a dragon-like creature who symbolized chaos and the saltwater of the ocean. In the Babylonian creation myth, the god Marduk battles Tiamat in an epic struggle to create order from chaos. The defeat of Tiamat represents the establishment of a structured world. Just as Leviathan symbolizes the chaotic and uncontrollable forces of nature, Tiamat in Babylonian mythology is a powerful figure that embodies destruction. Her defeat by the gods of order echoes the theme found in the Bible, where Leviathan's defeat by God also signifies divine control over chaos. Many cultures, especially those near large bodies of water, have stories of sea serpents, dragons, or monstrous creatures that embody the dangers of the sea. In Greek mythology, for example, there is the Hydra, a multi-headed serpent that could regenerate its heads when cut off. This creature, like Leviathan, represents a dangerous force that cannot be easily defeated or controlled. In Norse mythology, the Midgard serpent, Jormungandr, encircles the world and is so large that it can bite its own tail. It represents the chaotic forces of nature, and its ultimate battle with the god Thor signals the end of the world. These ancient myths, like the biblical story of Leviathan, portray the sea as a place of mystery and danger, a vast and uncontrollable space where monstrous creatures live. These myths often served as a way for ancient people to understand and make sense of the unpredictable aspects of nature. While Leviathan originally referred to a creature of chaos, the term gained a significant new meaning during the 17th century through the political philosopher Thomas Hobbes. Hobbes used Leviathan as the central metaphor in his work, Leviathan, 1651, where he discussed the need for a powerful, centralized authority to maintain order and prevent societal collapse. Hobbes argued that without a strong government or authority, humans would be in a constant state of conflict, driven by self-interest. He famously referred to this condition as the state of nature. In the state of nature, people would act out of fear, desire, and self-preservation, leading to a war of all against all. Hobbes saw the natural condition of humanity as chaotic and violent. He believed that humans, without a higher authority, would act selfishly and create an unstable society. This is where the metaphor of Leviathan comes in. In Hobbes' vision, the solution to this chaos was the establishment of a strong, centralized power, the Leviathan. This power would be able to impose order and control the violence and disorder inherent in human nature. Hobbes proposed that individuals in society enter into a social contract, where they agree to give up certain freedoms and submit to the authority of a sovereign ruler in exchange for security and protection. In Hobbes' view, the sovereign ruler, the Leviathan, would have absolute power to enforce laws, maintain peace, and ensure the stability of society. This political Leviathan was not just a metaphor for a powerful ruler, it symbolized the idea that only a strong, centralized authority could prevent society from descending into chaos. Hobbes argued that the Leviathan must have absolute power, meaning that there could be no challenge to its authority. The ruler or government must be sovereign and unquestionable to prevent the return of disorder. Hobbes believed that any limitations on the power of the Leviathan would lead to civil unrest and instability. While Hobbes' vision of the Leviathan as an absolute authority has been criticized over time, it remains a crucial point in the development of modern political theory. His ideas about the need for strong governance influenced later thinkers like John Locke, who proposed a more limited government, and Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who discussed the concept of the general will. Today, the term Leviathan is often used metaphorically to describe large, powerful, and sometimes uncontrollable institutions or forces. It's used in a wide range of contexts, from government institutions to corporations and even environmental forces. In modern politics, Leviathan is often used to describe a government or state that has grown too large and powerful. For example, some critics argue that modern bureaucracies and welfare states have become Leviathans in the sense that they wield enormous power over individuals in society. These critics argue that such a powerful state can stifle individual freedom and creativity. On the other hand, others argue that a strong state is necessary to regulate society, protect citizens, and maintain order. The debate continues over the ideal size and role of government, with some viewing the Leviathan as a force for good and others seeing it as a source of oppression. The term Leviathan is also applied to large corporations that exert immense control over markets, industries, and even governments. Tech giants like Google, Amazon, and Facebook are often referred to as modern-day Leviathans, as they have immense power over the flow of information, commerce, and even political discourse. The power of these corporations can be seen in the ways they influence consumer behavior, shape public opinion, and control vast amounts of personal data. Critics argue that such companies can become too powerful, leaving little room for competition or privacy. In the realm of environmentalism, some argue that humanity's unchecked growth and impact on the planet have created a Leviathan of destruction. The global climate crisis, pollution, and environmental degradation are often seen as the result of a Leviathan-like force, the unchecked and overwhelming power of human industry and technology over the natural world. As we've seen, the term Leviathan has evolved significantly over time. Originally a biblical symbol of chaos, it became a central metaphor in political philosophy through Thomas Hobbes, where it symbolized the need for a strong, centralized power to prevent societal collapse. In modern times, Leviathan is used to describe powerful forces, whether they are governments, corporations, or environmental crises. Leviathan serves as a powerful reminder of the dangers of unchecked power, whether it's the chaotic forces of nature or the potential for tyrannical governments. It's a term that continues to resonate with us today, whether in our discussions of politics, corporate power, or the environmental challenges we face. So, the next time you hear the term Leviathan, whether in a book, a conversation, or even in the news, think about what it represents, a force so vast and powerful that it is difficult to control, whether it's a mythical sea creature, a government, or a corporation. That was about Leviathan. Like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel.